Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. Finally, we are sponsored by the upcoming ABV Barrel Shop, a new liquor store experience coming to St. Louis, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop will serve as home to the ABV Network and will be owned and operated by Steve Akeley, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton, a.k.a. the Barrel Buddies. To learn more about the investment opportunities in this new venture, listen to the ad at the end of this podcast. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about bourbon. Stop it. Deliver to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we will mail in for Steve's 25th anniversary of fatherhood. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Heidi and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Also weird fart noises. Whatever the fuck happened.
What happened? Are you blaming it on that squeaky chair again?
I blame it on me and you, whatever you just did. Okay.
Don't worry. It will get blamed on me. Tim Swat will blame it on me.
Oh, yeah. Well, he'll do an investigation. He'll tell us.
So let's go to Heidi.
Drunk. You know, my kids listen to this. We all have to be very sober on this one. We got to be responsible adults. So, all right. Heidi, what's your question?
All right. So I was thinking about this the other day. I was watching Bad Boys, and I was thinking, in the ABV network, you have to pick somebody in the ABV network to be a superhero. Who would be the superhero? What would be their superpower? And who would be their sidekick?
Okay. Wow. Superhero in the ABV network.
That's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions.
No.
Who would be ABV network wise superhero? Does anybody have something?
Yeah, I do actually. So
okay. All right,
I think Miss Becca Sue would be the superhero because she's just a bad bitch. Like, you love her. She's great. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's a bad bitch. We love her. She's strong. We love Miss Becca Sue. She is the superhero. Her sidekick, though, it's a toss-up between Mandy Kaplan and Dana Beatty. I'm gonna go Dana though, because she's less busy. Mandy has a whole life. Mandy's very busy. So I'm gonna go Dana. Dana is sidekick.
There is a third question there. What is Miss Becca Sue's superpower?
Just being a bad bitch. That encompasses everything. Just being a bad bitch is a superpower.
It's awkward. No.
Yeah.
So I have her as the Bourbon Beautiful Badass.
I think if there was a superhero on the crew, it would be Tim Swyatt. And his ability would be able to hear. He would have super hearing. And his sidekick would be Heidi because, of course, she passes wind a lot. And that would allow him to have the spectrum as to all the farts, what they could be, from low-end squeakers to big sonic boomers and everything in between. Heidi would allow him to hone his skills. So that's who I would say. Well, what do you think, Lenny?
I'm going to go the route of like inconspicuous, or maybe not. I want to say the legend Rick Brenner.
Sure.
There's a couple reasons why. Not all superheroes wear capes.
True.
But the legend needs to wear a cape. And I want to see it flapping in the wind. And I think I don't know what he does to in the world of being a superhero, but with regards to powers, I mean, there could be a lot of things, but I think like, did you guys see the Eternals? There was that guy that shot lasers out of his eyes.
Right.
I would like to. I could picture Rick Brenner zipping down the street, cape flapping, shooting lasers at a pigeon or.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
he's killed a pigeon on the streets before.
That
so.
does make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, he saw one on the downtown St. Louis, and it's just standing there. And he decided just to take a kick at it. He thought the thing would fly away. It didn't. He punted that thing across the street, and feathers flew, and it died. Yeah,
that's what happens when your foot speed is superhero fast.
He killed that pigeon.
Sidekick. Damn it, that's a tough one.
Danny Kennard, clearly.
I was thinking Danny Kennard.
Danny's got to be somebody's sidekick. Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah, because Danny, like, there's something about like his demeanor, but also like, the height variability. I don't know. Right. It all works. I'm gonna go with
height
that.
Would be good. The the drinking situation. Are you drunk, Danny? My sidekick, are you drunk?
And I think if Danny had to have a superpower. Well, as a sidekick, maybe Danny's superpower is only under intoxication, super speed. Because I can't imagine him moving that fast, but it's awesome.
Right. But when he drinks, he's super fast, apparently.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, Heidi, you asked the question. I think we came up with some pretty good answers there for you on the fly. What were your thoughts? You had a chance to think about this.
Yeah. So I have, and I've tossed it up a couple of different ways. But I think my final decision would be Adam Stump would be the superhero.
Okay.
And the reason being, so his superpower is going to be that he cures everything with his spirit.
Oh,
because he comes up with crazy ways to distill them and uses like weird stuff to do distillation. And I don't know, like everything he does, like he's always got this crazy story, like the yogurt thing. And so I feel like he's going to be able to cure cancer and cure like all this other stuff with his spirit.
He's going to cure COVID. Yeah.
He's going to cure COVID. Well, I think all distillers have kind of done that. And then his side. What?
I didn't hear him. Sorry.
That was those hiccups. Tim will get it with us.
I saw my hiccups. Sorry.
We went from noises out of the ass to noises out of the mouth. Got it.
Yeah.
And then his sidekick would be Adam Webrink.
Wow.
And the reason being is because he's making all of these spirits and he's got to put it in these amazing barrels. And Adam Webrink would be the one that would come up with.
Would he have like a barrel stave as like a sword?
Yes. So
a holstered barrel stave.
So you got to hear me out. All right, so Adam would be curing things with his spirit, and Webrink would be assisting with his wood.
Oh wow! Yeah, we went there.
No, not like that. Oh my God, get your mind out of the gutter.
I didn't say anything. That's your mind in the gutter. Yeah.
No, you were like, you went there.
Yeah. Huh.
He's just amazing with all the different stuff that he does with.
Oh yeah. That's her favorite person in bourbon. Yeah.
Barrels.
Yeah. Heidi's suddenly very interested in science. So here's a person who doesn't care about science at all till Webrink is doing a class. Then I'm very interested in science. I just like going to his class. Yeah.
Student of the science.
Yeah. Suddenly she's very science focused. Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
Some people are just nice to look at.
Tell me about lignins.
I'd love to go back to look at report cards and see your science grades. I'm thinking
biology was amazing. When I took biology, I aced it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
More about lactones.
Yeah.
What about what?
See, there you go. Exactly.
I didn't hear him.
It is nice to look at as well.
Yeah, McNew's doing her own show. All right. What we'll do next, let's go to the cork pop. What does everyone have? Let's start with McNew because she could pass out at any moment.
Get a bottle.
I like how Heidi complimented her for being sober all these shows.
I have a Egyptian rye, not a lot left. Probably
got an Egyptian rye. Okay. Yeah. Wow, an Egyptian rye is so rare. So congratulations. That was decent. And McNew said she can tell when she's had too much to drink because she doesn't organize her bottles back. She just leaves them. I guarantee you those bottles are sitting out tonight. They're not getting organized. All right, Heidi, you're next. What do you got?
Well, speaking of Adam, I got me some Stumpy.
Stumpy.
Sounded dirty.
I got the Old Monroe straight bourbon whiskey. Hold on. It's a lot of squeak. Ready?
Yeah. Okay. After all that, decent. Could be enough. We'll see. I've got Hard Truth. I got their Sweet Mash Rye. This is the first thing they put out that they distilled themselves. Beautiful bottle. It's got the raised lettering on the back. The cork, unbelievable. McNew, you got one of these too, didn't you?
Yes, it is perfect. Inside, outside, everything. Yeah. The best.
I get a note from their master distiller, Brian. It's like, can you give me McNew's address? We want to send her some product. Luckily, they also had my address on file. I thought, what the hell? I'm sending out McNew's address and not mine. But I sent it, and they sent us both a bottle, which is nice. So there you go. Hard Truth, Sweet Mash. Let's see what we got here. Here we are. Nothing there. It's a beautiful cork.
Talk about the cork, though. The cork was gorgeous.
Yeah, it's real cork, which is amazing.
That is a cool cork.
Yeah,
wow.
The cork is unbelievable. Look at this cork. So this is it's like half a tree out of Portugal. So yeah. I took a big pour. Yeah, look at the pour. That's a big glass too.
But it's so good, Steve. You don't even know you're drinking that much.
No.
So good.
That'll go down like water. So yeah. All right, Lenny, your last one. What do you got?
I've got some Sinners Club bottling of Jay Mattingly's. This one's called No F's Given. Whole lot of wax.
Okay.
I need that.
No, nothing there.
Nothing. It was voluminous on my side.
Yeah, I can't even remember who won that. Did Heidi?
I did.
Heidi won.
There you go.
Heidi. Go Heidi.
Cheers, Heidi.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we celebrate my 25 years as a father. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. We are also sponsored by Moonshine University. This longtime partner for the ABV Network helps educate individuals looking to get into the distilled spirits business, service industry employees looking to expand their knowledge, and individuals simply wanting to know more about the process and history of the spirits industry. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at Moonshine University, and it's something I continuously draw upon and connect with fellow graduates. Check out their full listing of classes, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes, and more at moonshineuniversity.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. All right, back to the show.
Hello, this is Matt Rainey, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily. One day when I grow up, I'm going to grow a big boy beard, just like Colonel Steve.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are mailing it in for Steve's 25th anniversary of being a father.
Yes, we are. Also known as my daughter Kat's 25th birthday. So, yes.
No, happy birthday, Kat, though.
How about that? Kat's 25 today. It goes by so quick. I mean,
it does.
I can't imagine that she's 25.
So, Steve, I actually came up with a list of questions for you.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Let's ask away.
Okay. So clearly you're proud of her. Clearly she has done amazing in her career trajectory. We know that. You've told us. But has there ever been a point where you're like, this girl is going to be the death of me? When she was a teenager, preteen, whatever.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So definitely, really good time. I never thought that, all these people talking about problems raising a kid and stuff like that, never experienced that.
Wow.
It was the three of us, it was me, the warden and Kat, my daughter. And growing up, I thought this is fantastic, but I'll tell you what happened was when she went to college and she moved out. So she lived out and, you get this independence but it's a weird independence because in reality, the warden and I are paying for everything. We're paying for her school.
She's living her own life though.
She's living her own life, playing by her own rules. And she got a little difficult there. There was a couple bad years there when she went off to college. She'd come home. She'd be like, I don't want to come home for Christmas. We're like, you really got to,
But she didn't go far though. Like she went.
She's only like 45 minutes away. Yeah. But she's living in an apartment in Illinois.
Okay.
And so then she'd come home and she'd go upstairs and close her door, and so we wouldn't even see her. She's home, but she's not home. So that was it though. Overall, very positive experience. She's a great person. Was a great kid, and she had a little rocky time in it. But I think that's part of growing up. I treated my parents bad. There was times when I was an a-hole to my parents, and I looked back and I was not that great to them. And I just thought they were the dumbest people in the world. And why do they get to be in charge? Because they're idiots. They don't know anything about the world today. They know about what it was like in the 60s when they were, in high school and stuff like that. So I get it. You have to rebel a little bit. And I had a little bit of that, but other than that, she's great. And she's a great person today. Okay.
So was there ever a time where she's like, oh my God, she's dating this boy and he's the worst? Were you ever that dad where you're like, you can't date that boy? I don't feel like you would have that. Maybe you did.
I was not that bad. I think she made some overall decent choices where I could always live with them. One guy was a little bit of a cocky smartass. I could tell that. I didn't like him, but also not to the point of, hey, you're not going to date him or anything, because I don't think that stuff ever ends well. I think you need to make your own choices about those sort of things. So I did not interfere in any way, even though I knew this guy wasn't the right guy for her. And ultimately she made that, she went through the process and dated him and then, got rid of him. So yeah, it happened.
Okay. So I also feel like she travels a lot. Like this girl has been everywhere. Are you proud of her? Or like, are you so excited about everywhere she goes?
To some degree, yes. She travels with this fearless abandon because she wants to experience all these things. And, I think some of that is an offshoot of growing up because we decided we're going to take her to all 50 states. She's been to all 50 states and done something in each of the 50
states. You guys did a good job as parents about giving her great experiences. Right.
So she's experienced the U.S., but she has no interest in that now. So, if we're like, hey, we're going to go to Florida, and she'll be like, I don't care. I've already done that. She wants to go. Yeah. She never even wants to repeat trips. She wants to go to different places all the time. And I'm okay with that. She goes with a lot of friends, but some of the things she talks about do scare me. Like she wants to go to Egypt and go to the pyramids. And I'm like, I'm so worried, because at the end of the day, I'm still her father and I still want her to be okay. And she's a young lady and, traveling, over in a foreign place, and that doesn't seem always that stable. I worry about those trips when she talks about that. I really do. So,
we'll see. So look, if she's planning a trip to Egypt to go see pyramids, which is like a big tourist attraction, what if she came to you and said, hey, Dad, I'm going to take 3 months off and I'm just going to go backpacking through Europe?
Yeah. What would you do?
No plan. I'm going. It's just me and one friend. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think she'd have a tough time because she's very smart. She's a chemist by trade. She's done really well in her career, and I think she values her career. She values the pay that she gets because it allows her the ability to go on these expensive vacations and do the things that she likes. She was set up really well by her parents, me being half of that equation. So her mom, the warden, and I, we paid for her school. She walked out of college debt free. We also bought her a brand new car when she graduated. Her college graduation was a brand new car. So she walks out day one into the workforce with no debt and a brand new car. So she doesn't have to worry about either of those things. And I feel like we gave her a leg up in life, and she's done great with it. But to say how's she going to get off work or all that, I don't think she's that type of person actually. But if she said she wanted to
say that she was able to take some sort of sabbatical from work or whatever, and she was able to go do something because she really, really was passionate about it. You're worried about a trip to Egypt where she may be gone for a week, or she's taking a week vacation. What if she said, Mom, Dad, I've already decided. I bought my ticket. Don't really have a plan yet. Me and so-and-so are going to go here, here, and here. Yeah. Don't know what we're doing in between. Going to be gone for 2 months.
I think they'd be cool.
Yeah. I would not stand in her way no matter what. Even if she wants to go to Egypt, I'm not going to be like, no, you can't do that. She's an adult. She can do what she wants.
He would go into full on panic mode.
I don't think he would. I think he's very much. He raised.
I'm not afraid of Europe and the people there. I'm worried about certain countries where it doesn't seem like they like Americans and things like that. I worry about that because she comes in with just a love of people and a love of she wants to go experience the local community and things like that. And I worry, does she know about all the bad side of people? And there are bad people out there. So I worry about that depending on the areas that she's going to. So
I think your daughter has already researched all this, and I think
she already knows. Like, she did her work too. She did.
She's very smart.
But Steve, my question is though, like, are you like, we want grandkids, or like, are you like a grand puppy or grand kitty is fine?
No, I'm ultimately
that's
fine.
Coming up soon in your life. You're
I don't know.
Level right now. Like, do you want grandkids?
I honestly never think about it. I'm like, ultimately that's her choice. If she decides she wants to have grandkids, then and so be it. I would relish being a grandfather. If she decides she never wants to have grandkids, then so be it. I don't want to push her into anything.
I love that you don't put that pressure on her, and I think she's successful because you guys didn't. You just let her be her. I love that.
She can do whatever she wants, and I don't feel the need to have grandkids. If she says like I'm not into that, I wouldn't be like, oh well, that's a ripoff. No, I'd be like, oh cool, congratulations, do what you like, do what you love.
For her, no matter what she decides.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
So one of the things that I really, really, really enjoy now, and kind of sitting back and seeing is like I got to know Steve on a different level and then knew him as a father afterwards, right? So now that Kat has graduated and she's got this career, they have these days where they just go out and they'll have dinner or they'll go hang out together or whatever.
Yeah.
They get to day drink together. They have fun.
Yeah. She likes drinking beer. I'll go out and drink beer. I don't drink bourbon when I'm out with her because she doesn't like it. So I drink beer when I go out with her.
So Steve will make a post like at so-and-so with Kat, and then sometimes the warden's there too. But sometimes, and it's like, so he'll put these posts out there and I'm like, that's super freaking cool. Like
I love it.
Do you feel like you need to instill in her the like pre-seed of knowledge that like, hey kid, I get it. You say you don't like bourbon, but you're fucking up and you're missing out.
I tried telling her that, but she just, she claims she's tasted and doesn't like it.
Guess what? Everyone does that.
Right.
Like, you will though, and you're gonna wish you listened earlier.
Right, because there's a lot of time with Dad doing what he's doing. You're missing out on some cool stuff and some cool times, and
Chance, I know what I'm talking about here, kid.
Right, exactly. But
would you ever just bring her to a distillery tour just to like show her?
Well, she's been on a lot of distillery tours, like when we did Kentucky.
Kid, though, like
when she was a kid. When she was a kid. Yeah, she stood out. I mean, you could
bring her to
like
Leatherwood in March.
I remember going to Blanton's, to Buffalo Trace, of course, and they take in the Blanton's bottling hall. And she always stood out because she was a little kid, but we had to do something when you're in the state. In Kentucky, we went to the distilleries, and I just remember in the Blanton's hall there, where the bottling, one of the people that's corking the bottles calls her over and says, what's your name? And she's like, Kat. And she's like, okay, well, we don't have a C. What's your last name? Akeley. Well, we got an A in Blanton. So, she looks through the corks and finds an A and gives her an A. And it's just, a really cool thing. I thought maybe at that point she'll connect to bourbon, but she didn't. It wasn't really her thing. And she's fiercely independent. I'll give her that. Like, she doesn't do things that I want her to do. She does things because she wants to do them. So, yeah. Yeah. That's for sure.
But I think we all know that she's very successful. You're very proud of her. We know how proud of her you are because you let us know. She's doing very cool things that none of us could ever imagine, honestly.
Yeah.
She's really creating things in a world we don't know.
Yeah. So she's a chemist for a company that does aerosol cans. So that's the parameter. So if you've got an invention that you want to put into an aerosol can, whether it's and that can be existing products, like Turtle Wax has different products in an aerosol can. So she's reformulated things for them. She's Kills. They've come up with they wanted new colors and things like that. So she formulates that kind of stuff. Sometimes. What's that?
Fart spray.
She would do that if there would need to be a fart spray.
That reminds me, I'm almost out of stainless steel cleaner. I'm gonna have to get some.
She can help you out with that. So
she does cool stuff. She can make anything, really.
She can. It's amazing to me that like entrepreneurs. I keep telling her maybe at some point we want like some sort of bourbon spray. And she's like, I can do it. So I don't know. I don't know what that means though. What how much money we got to put up, or
I just want an air spray that makes my house smell like a rick house.
Okay.
If she can do that, we can.
She might be. She says she can.
I thought we were talking about like the little like mouth spray where you can just
like a bourbon mouth spray. Yeah.
McNew, did you say air spray or hairspray?
Air spray. I want my house to smell like a rick house. If she can make like a Febreze that smells like a rick house, baby, I want that.
Yeah.
But what about hairspray that smells like bourbon?
Also fine. I'm here for that too.
Yeah. That'd be something she'd work on. Yeah.
It was funny because when I was sitting there reading over like the email and everything on what we were talking about, and I just happened to be at Stubborn German with Fonte, for that event, picking up the Yellowstone, and Steve and the warden were there. And so I was telling the warden, I was like, so we're celebrating Steve's 25th anniversary.
It's about me. It's about me.
It's about it. No, but I also want to know, Steve,
so I told her, I was like, so will you come on the show if I call you? And she's like, no. I'm like, all right, fine. So now give me some insight.
Steve, I also want to know though, like, you raised a whole daughter. Was there ever a point where you're like, this girl is going to be the death of me? Like, my dad adored me, but like, he probably felt like I was going to kill him about 20 different times through my lifetime.
Oh yeah, that era, early college. I mean, it was
early college, tough. High school, 17.
That's tough. That stuff is really tough. When someone tells you, a kid that you've invested everything in, you're doing everything for, you're paying for college, you care about her, you love her, you want her to do well, and she's like, I hate you. I don't like what's going on here. That's tough. That's tough.
That didn't happen at a younger age when she was like 7, 8.
No, it happened.
We brought her along to everything. So yeah, we'd go to professional events. I'd always bring my daughter. It was always like the three of us. It was maybe weird. Like if Heidi said I was having a party and it's all adults, it would be me, Amy, and the kid, or the warden and the kid. We just that's what we did. We always
that's awesome.
Yeah, we were just like the type where. You know what? If you're telling me I can't bring my kid, well, then I just won't be there.
I follow you on. I do.
Yeah, it's like it's okay. I don't need to be there. So a lot of times she'd be the only kid at things, but that's just how we rolled. That's what we did.
Yeah, like she was like never rebellious though, right? Like
never rebellious.
She was like cool
until
kid.
She got So, like I said, the college thing, she was not too happy. She came around. She's fine now. Everything's fixed. I want to be very clear. Everything's fine.
Kat, if you're listening to this, you're probably the perfect child.
There you go.
You are like. Your dad has always made me feel like you're the perfect child. He loves you so much. Like,
yes,
true.
Anything you want is yours, baby. Everything.
You gave him like 6 months of trouble in college.
Yeah, like 6 months of trouble for 25 years, baby. You did good.
So Heidi, you were telling us about your conversation with the warden. What were you wanting to know?
Oh, yeah. So the conversation with the warden. So, and I don't know how many people know this, but she was in the process of getting her master's when she was pregnant with Kat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she wasn't quite done. Then she, went into labor, had Kat. And so Steve was left with the responsibility because she had to go pick up back where
she had to go to school. And I had to watch. I had to babysit, which I was told you're not babysitting. It's your kid. I had to learn.
He said there, he's like, I had to watch the baby, and I had to babysit. And I was like, it's not babysitting.
You're being a father.
Your kid. It's not babysitting. Your kid.
You're the parent. It's only babysitting if you were taking it to somebody else's house that is not the parent.
Yeah, if it's an aunt and uncle, anyone else, that's babysitting.
Yeah, but if you're the parent, it's not babysitting.
In my defense, I was never around a child before. I never.
I feel you, Steve. I'm not around kids.
I was never around kids. My sister was 3 years younger than me, but I never was involved in her care. I never watched her or anything like that.
You grew up together.
I was never a babysitter for anybody. I just, that was it.
Sometimes that's the best because because you had never been around a baby before, you're learning. She's brand new. You guys are figuring it out together.
Right.
And that's where the bonding comes from. And I feel like you and Kat have this very strong bond.
No. And I feel like Steve has this thing where he's like, Kat thinks I'm dumb. And I'm just like, no, she's going to see like what you did someday. She's going to love it. She's going to think my dad was a genius. She loves it. Yeah. She'll love it someday.
When she starts drinking bourbon, she's like, "Oh fuck!"
She'll appreciate you someday for sure.
She gets that sometimes. Sometimes she'll because she doesn't talk. She doesn't care about the bourbon stuff. It's not like when we get together, she asks me about bourbon. She doesn't care about this world or anything.
I also feel like she's quiet, like Amy. Like
she is quiet. She is quiet.
Like,
but sometimes she'll run into a person that's into bourbon, and she'll mention me. She'll mention me. She's like, my dad does some stuff, and they'll be like, Steve Akeley? She's like, yeah, that's my dad.
That's my dad.
Yeah. So
she does not give a fuck about who
she kind of thinks that stuff's kind of cool when that happens.
So I feel like because Kat is into beer.
Yes, she's into beer.
She's into the brewing process.
No, she is. Yes,
you told me that.
That's actually what she studied in school. Her actual degree is actually in fermentation. That's how it
starts. I think that's where it's going to start. She's going to kind of get into that maybe as like a hobby, and then all of a sudden it's going to turn into distillation of clear spirits, or maybe. And then I think I would say 10-15 years.
I hope so.
Kat will be doing something.
She's done all that stuff actually in school. I mean, she's made whiskey at school and stuff like that. I mean, so she knows the process, but I'm just saying
that I think that 10-15 years down the road,
it could be. Hopefully I'm alive.
Something there.
Yeah. Well,
good call.
Yeah. What were you going to ask, Lenny? You were going to ask something.
I forgot. I feel like that was like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. That was a few minutes ago.
But I like hopefully I'll be alive sentiment. I say that every day.
Yeah. I mean, you never know.
As a parent, does she ever make you feel dumb where you're just like, oh, my kid's smarter than me? Like, does she ever
a lot? Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, my thoughts are different.
I feel like I should go get my oldest and bring her down here since she came over to visit.
I feel dumb around the kid a lot because she's very intelligent, and that doesn't come from me. I was never good at science or anything like that. My grades were terrible, so she has some fun. Occasionally when Alston would find a box with my old report cards and stuff like that there. I was not a good student. The warden helped her with all that stuff. The warden was a great source of in-home tutoring. So she's good at all that kind of stuff. Now, speaking on a podcast, not so much. That's not anything she can do. That's not her skill set. She's terrified. If I called her to be like, hey, we're doing a show about Kat, you should talk, she'd be like, oh, I can't do that.
It's like, no, thank you. But Kat would also be like, no, thank you. But
I feel like she would be, you'd ask her a question, she'd be like, yes.
Exactly.
No.
But we're so excited for Steve Akeley. You've been a good dad. Obviously, you have a great child who was successful in this world. We're so happy for you for that.
Yeah, I think that's the prize. Really, that's all you want when you're raising a kid. You want at the end of it, you want them to be two things. You want them to be happy, whatever the happiness is for them. They can define it. Whatever happiness is for them, you want that. She seems to have that. And then the second thing, you want them to be successful enough where they're not, I always like to say I had, my Aunt Debbie, God bless her. She's passed away now. She never got off the payroll. She literally was an adult in her 50s, still getting money from my grandmother. And then when my grandmother passed away, she needed to get money from my mom just to be able to live her life. She couldn't, she never quite figured life out where she didn't need to have help. And the fact when you have a kid that is on their own and has seemingly to me has a pretty good life. She's got her own place. She's got her own, she does all these vacations and stuff like that. And she has money in the bank. She still leans on me for financial information. So I know that she's still got money in the bank, which we also gave her some money, by the way, when she graduated. So she's kept all of that. And she realizes the importance of budgeting to make sure that, she wants to do all this traveling and all that, but she doesn't go into debt to do it. She utilizes the money that she has. Right. She does it the smart way. She's like, I need to live within my means, and she makes pretty good living, so she can have a pretty good life. But a lot of people will mess that up. Even people who are making good money can mess their lives up when they're like, oh, well, I need to live at this level. So she doesn't do that.
Living outside your means fucks a lot of people.
Yeah, it does. It does. So
I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Kat seems like a very great young adult. She's done great.
She's like well-rounded. She's a fucking, you raised a great human being. I think
I always said I could only do one. I could only do one. If I had two kids, I'd have been a total F up because I couldn't do it.
And maybe
pick a
Lenny
favorite.
can
You have a favorite. You have one.
Yeah.
Maybe Lenny can chime in on this one too. Like when they get to a certain age, like I want to say like when they get to like 9, 10, that's the first time you go, all right, good. They're still alive. I've done it. I've kept them alive. And then they get to like graduation in high school and you're like, oh my God, thank God.
Lenny's not even there yet. Though. He's not even at the first milestone. Yeah. Lenny's still working his way towards that. So
I know.
Like thought about driving off the road the other day. Mike, shut up.
Yeah.
How old are your kids now, Lenny?
One. I can't survive two. And he just turned 8, and he's amazing, equal parts amazing, fucking brutal.
So you need to have one more because that will be your that will be
you have one more.
Your calm one. That will be the calm one.
No,
that's what I kept.
So my husband has one, and I was like, every other weekend, 2 days a week, we can do this. Still too much. Still
things that you only need one of.
Yeah.
Kids,
so much. So we're doing his birthday party this weekend. I'm like, how many Adderalls and bourbons can I drink to get through this? I'm not okay this weekend. Like it's not gonna be good.
I've never tried that. Maybe that would keep me from driving.
Maybe there you go.
It's not gonna be a good time this weekend for me. But I'm like, this kid he's not a bad kid, but he still sucks in a lot of ways. I'm like, that's not the kid I want to have.
Aside from Steve's kid, they're all bad kids.
You got a long way to go. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
I look at me as a kid, and even me as a kid, I look at my kids, and I'm like, you guys are good.
No, like I look back, and I'm like, I put my mom and dad through so much shit, and then like my brother and I were best friends. I'm like, I know my brother put them through. I'm like, ooh, our kids are not that bad. Our kids are not that bad.
There you go. Yeah,
they're still not great. That's
a good way to look at it. Yeah, what you did versus what your kids are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I look at Kat and I'm like, she's a saint.
No, Steve fucking lucked out with a good fucking kid. Lucky kid.
Okay, so let's stop giving Steve all the credit. Come on, it's the warden.
It's both of them. They both got fucking lucky. They did.
It's a combination. It was a combination of the.
We both worked hard at it. So yeah.
I did find out that Steve does not like to change diapers.
Well, I mean, I changed them for my kid.
I know you changed them for her, but you don't like.
Right. I can't imagine changing the diaper again. So yeah.
I did them for my niece. I never minded for Jasmine, but anybody afterwards, I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's the way I am. It's like when I had a daughter who was in diapers. It's like, this is something you got to do.
Not here for it. Nope.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing that again. So going back to the grandkid thing, it's like I don't know that I could step up to the plate. I'm not sure. I'm out of that mode now. I'm not a diaper changer. But maybe when you have a grandkid, it changes. Maybe it's like that the light switch comes on, and you're like, I can do this again.
My sister-in-law will even be like, Jasmine is your child. Like, you don't have children, but Jasmine is yours. Yes, she was. Yes, I could not have a child that was more than mine than Jasmine was. I'm like, I'm
on about diapers.
Her blowouts, everything. I was.
How did you do with diapers back in the day, Lenny?
Yeah, I didn't. Amy and I had if I took out the trash, I could evade diaper detail as much as possible. Now I had to. I fucking hated it. But I had this idea of how I would deal with it. 2 ideas. One worked really well, which was, and it is kind of disgusting, but it is what it is. We have just like a laundry type sink.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm not I'm spraying this kid down, and that's what I did. That worked out really well. And to me, that was genius. But then I had this other idea that didn't work out so great. We were at Deer Hammer. And Arlo had a complete blowout, and I was
the blowout's bad.
It was like the worst.
It happens. It happens.
Why did they do that though?
I don't know, but it happens sometimes.
We do the same things all the time. Why does that happen?
Yeah. So we're in the bathroom, and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it. And I can't stomach it. And I always had this idea. I was like, well, the toilet seems like a good mechanism for cleaning a baby. Like, they're small. The toilet's water and.
Feel safe. That's probably
you dunked your kid down in the toilet.
Well, it goes a little better than this. So I did dunk him in the toilet, but my theory was like, if you flush it, it's like it'll like swirl around and
the motion of it will take care of it.
And it did. But what it also did was swirl his legs and start to pull him down. And he started screaming. It didn't work at all.
It didn't work.
Yeah, I had to pull him out.
You almost flushed your kid.
There's obviously he's not going to flush out the way. His feet were for sure in the
they were in the trap. Yeah.
The execution.
I don't do good with human children, but when we had the puppy, when Sosa was a puppy, we had to deworm him, and I took care of all that shit. And I'm like,
I would de-own that
everywhere. We quarantined the puppy to one room, and I'm like, that's fine. This weird worm poop is fine. And I'm like, if this is a human child, I would punt that child out the window. I can't.
That dog out.
Humans are so different to me. I can't do it. I don't.
Unless that dog is going to become a chemist like Steve's daughter, punt it.
Punt it.
Punt it out the window. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're not worth it.
There you go.
Get a pup. Get a kitty. Don't do humans. No humans.
Oh my God.
Well, there you go. 25 years of being a parent.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Kat.
Happy birthday to the kid.
And you raised a damn good human. Cheers to Kat.
Cheers to the kid. Cheers to Kat. For sure. All right. We're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Heidi, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Drunk on my couch.
There you go.
Well, and then you can find me on Facebook at Heidi Topol Eller, and on Instagram is Heller_BarrelBabe.
Okay. I've got breaking news here too, before we go to Lenny. I announced on an earlier show that we broke 11,000. Actually, we broke 12,000 for our downloads. So they actually do some calculations after the fact, and the ones that come in right at the end. We had over 12,000 downloads in a single day for the Bourbon Daily. How about that?
That is awesome.
12,000.
Still the best day ever.
I bet you there's so many podcasts and things like that. And I bet you the average podcast download per month is about 100. And we did 12,000 in a day. It's amazing to me. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What a day for sure.
See,
all right, Lenny.
Becca Sue.
That's who I say. Yeah, we did it. We did it with the Bourbon Daily. It's the three of us. So that's the ones who make that show happen. And then of course we have all people like Lenny and Heidi here, that make it happen. But yeah, it's cool.
Little Heidi.
Yeah, and Heidi, even our own little Heidi, as she likes to say. Lenny, where can people find you?
People can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social media at Deerhammer, on the web at deerhammer.com. You can also order most of our offerings shipped direct to your door from our website.
I'm glad you don't say all of them anymore, because I
struck that from my vernacular.
Yeah.
And you can also come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado. You might or might not see someone changing a baby in the toilet.
There you go. I'll be out there next June, so please join us. Yes. Be a part of it. Royce Neely tells me he's going to fly out there with us. He wants to be part of that. So
hell yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. McNew, how about you? Where can people find you?
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV, only being a dog mom.
There you go. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got the company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience, so please give us a 5-star review. And check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/abvnetwork.
Great job, big guy. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, happy birthday, Cat. Take care, everybody. See ya.
See you guys.
Happy birthday, Cat.
Peace.
Hey, guys.
Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least, at the top of the show, I mentioned investment opportunities at the new liquor store concept, the ABV Barrel Shop, being launched in 2022 by myself, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton. We are crowdfunding some of the capital needed to open the store. Not only does it offer a return on your investment, but a lifetime of status and benefits at the store. Of course, this investment is a loan and involves a high degree of risk, which may not be suitable for all persons. Prospective investors should carefully evaluate the risk and merits of an investment, should confer with their own legal and financial advisors, and should be able to bear the risk of the loss of their investment before considering the investment described herein. If you would like more information, contact us via the Under Construction website at abvbarrelshop.com and fill out the form.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.